Hi, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Our devotion for today, May 11th, 2021, is from the letter of James, chapter 1, verses 22 through 25. Verse 22, "But be doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves." James writes that a disciple of Jesus, a Christian, should be a doer of the word, that is, a doer of the gospel, and not just a hearer of the word only. It is true to say that James is lifting up the importance of disciples of Jesus doing good works of faith, rather than just hearing the word proclaimed in a sanctuary somewhere and walking away. But the doing of works that James professes is not a doing of works to achieve salvation. It is a doing of works that indicates the fruit of the Spirit that the disciples have already received, because they have already been saved by what Christ was doing on the cross. Those who are Jesus' disciples, who abide in him, show a fruit. They produce a fruit by abiding in him, a fruit of good works. Verse 23. "For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man who looks intently at his natural face in a mirror. For he looks at himself and goes away, at once forgets what he looked like." James says that if a disciple is a hearer of the word and not a doer, the disciple is like a person who looks intently at his natural face in a mirror. And then when he walks away, he forgets what he looks like. There's nothing for him to recognize himself for, nothing that reminds him each day that he is a disciple who is to abide in Jesus, or who is abiding in Jesus. For James, the doing is the fruit that is produced by our abiding in Jesus. It's a sign of Christ loving and living within us, and of our loving and living in Christ, of our being one with Jesus. Do you want to know how you can tell if you are abiding in Christ? Oh, look at the fruit you produce in your daily life. Verse 25, "But the one who looks into the perfect law, the law of liberty, and perseveres, being no hearer who forgets, but a doer who acts, will be blessed in his doing." So James says that those who do more than just hear the word, do more than just hear the gospel, those who are doers of the word, with acts of love and mercy and forgiveness, well, they're going to receive a blessing in their doing those acts of love, mercy, and forgiveness. And I can tell you from personal experience that when good fruit is produced in me, when I do good works that comply with the gospel of Jesus, I recognize that I am his disciple and that I am abiding in him, and that he is abiding in me in order to produce these good works that I do. And I'm filled with joy at doing them, a deep joy that springs from within myself, from within Christ, where Christ lives in me. That's a blessing all in itself. Go in peace, serve the Lord. Or perhaps we could change the wording. Go in peace, be a doer of the Lord's, and see the good fruit be produced.